Hi, we're gonna do a stretching video. So here we go. Are you ready? What you're gonna need: a strap and a chair and possibly a yoga mat. Super easy. So we're gonna start with the chair actually after we get some movement. So if you wanna just leave the chair right at the end of your yoga mat, that's a great place for it. And then you can put your strap aside because we'll use that towards the end. So we're gonna work up and work from up to down. So we're gonna start standing. We're just gonna get a little movement in our hips. So we're just gonna roll around, roll to the right, and about 10 times. So we've got 8, 9, and 10. Switch directions. 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Nice. Stand up tall. You're just going to roll down, touch the ground, and then roll back up. Nice and simple. Roll down, touch the ground. Your feet are shoulder width apart, and roll back up. And again, and roll back up. And if you can't touch the ground, don't worry about it. Just reach for the ground. You do not have to touch it. You can also put your hands on your shins and reach towards your ankles. Just reaching down and rolling up. So do that a few more times. So we've got 3, 2, and last one. This time when you roll down, stay down there, bend the knees slightly, and you're just gonna sway back and forth with your knees slightly bent, just swaying back and forth, and then roll it back up. Awesome. Okay, now we're just gonna do some little marching here. So you're just gonna bring the knees up, bring them up as far as you can, whatever is comfortable for you. Everybody's body is different. Everybody's body has a different story. So you're doing what feels good for your body. Just a little bit of knee lifts. There we go. Sometimes it's nice to pat your knees, tap your knees as they come up. You can either do the same side or cross your body. And then you can gauge how high you're getting. As we get looser, you'll be able to get higher with those knees. Awesome. Now we're gonna do a couple kick butts, so make sure your chair is pushed back far enough that you're not gonna kick your chair, and you're just gonna kick towards your butt. You might touch your butt, you might not touch your butt. Doesn't matter. Just do what your body can do. If you want to, you can reach your hands out, get a little movement, kick your butt, kick your butt, kick your butt, kick your butt. There we go. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. On each side. Awesome. Feeling a little loose, a little warmed up, ready to move, ready to stretch, right? Gotta be warm. All right, so we're gonna start with this chair. You're gonna take your chair, and this is for those lovely hamstrings. I'm gonna put the chair this way just so you can see what I'm doing, and move our camera back a little bit so you can see exactly what I am doing. All right, so we got your chair. You're gonna put one foot on your chair, and you're gonna put that heel on your chair. You don't need to see me as much as you need to see what's happening here. So Your toes are coming towards you. Your bottom foot is flat on the ground. And right now, all that's happening is you're standing on one leg with your foot on a chair. Hopefully you can keep your balance here. If you cannot keep your balance, you can get another chair and hold on to that chair for stability. Then take your hands up over your head. Again, if you need another chair, you can hold on to one side of a chair, one hand with the opposite hand, and just put one hand up in the air. And this is it. You're just putting one foot straight, flexing that foot. The other foot is sinking into the ground. Your heel should be able to lift your toes. And that's it. You're just standing there feeling this stretch all through your hamstrings and your IT band. And breathe. So that's step one. Step two is a little bit, you're going to feel a little more. You're going to put your hands on your hip and lean, bending at the waist, leaning towards that leg. So your chest is moving towards that knee, and you're not hunched over like this. Your chest is out nice and flat, and you're just feeling it. I can feel it. You should feel it all up through there. Nice tight hamstrings I have. Awesome. And you're just going to hold that for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then slowly roll it back up. And you're actually going to turn your body to the side of the leg that's standing. And you're going to bring your hands up again. So now your leg is still flexed, your foot is still flexed, and your leg is out to the side. And again, you should really feel that all in here. Hands up towards the ceiling. And breathe. Whew, I can feel that. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your hands down, turn your body back to center, and bring that leg down. And now we're going to do the other side, and you'll get to see the front of my body, which is probably better than seeing my bottom. And bring your hands up over your head. Remember to flex that foot so you feel the stretch through the hamstrings. This side, I even feel it in my calf a little bit. Hands overhead. And just pause here, breathe. Remember to breathe. Take this moment because you know it's about to get harder. And then again, bring your hands to your waist. Bend at the waist, chest out. Breathe into it. If it hurts and you feel like you're pulling, you can always come up a little bit, but you do want to feel the stretch. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your body up. Pivot to the side. Legs still pushing up against the chair. Hands overhead. Looking straight forward. And feel that stretch all in here. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the hands down, pivot back to the front, bring that leg towards you and bring it down. Now flip the chair around so the back of the chair is to you. We're just going to do a little bit of lifting. So you're just going to hold the end of the chair and you're just going to come up on your toes and then bring your heels down. Come up on your toes, bring your heels down. Toes up, heels down. Very simple, but you should feel a stretch in your calves as you come up on your toes. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Awesome. While we're here and we've got our hand on the chair, you can take your leg, bring your knee towards your other knee. You don't want your knee out here. You actually want your knee up against your other knee. Here, I'll turn sideways so you can see. And you want to do your quad stretch where you're holding your heel towards your glutes. You can touch them if they touch, and if they don't touch, it's fine. And you're just going to hold that for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just so you know, I am straight. It may look like I'm leaning because my camera's wonky, but your body is straight. You're not doing any leaning. And then you're going to bring that same knee and give it a hug, or if you need to hold on to the chair, hug it with one hand. You do a couple circles with your ankle. Switch directions. Awesome. Now, of course, we did that side. Now we need to do the other side. So you're going to lift again, knee towards the other knee. And if you need to, hold on to the chair, pulling in, stretching out this quad muscle. Breathe into it. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then again, squeezing the knee. If you need to, hold on to the chair and roll the ankle. Roll it the opposite direction. And if you lose your balance, you can catch yourself and then bring the leg back down. Okay, so now we're going to start to move down. This is how I do it often when I run because I'm all sweaty and gross and I don't want to lie on my mat. And by the time I do all these stretches, I'm not so sweaty and I can go down to my mat. So we're going to move down to our mat to start. Let's see, how can I do that? I am not a videographer, bear with me. And also my camera setting is a little wonky. Okay, so you're just gonna roll down, just like we did in the beginning, towards your toes. Maybe you're touching the ground, maybe you're touching your ankles or your shins. It's all good. Breathe and just hang here for a moment. Look halfway up, and then slowly start to walk your body out. You can start in plank. So walk into a plank, pull your tummy in, push your heels towards the back of your mat, and just hold this plank. We're just going to hold it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to push back, head towards knees. Fingers are fanned out, heels towards ground, into down dog. And just hold it for a few breaths. Bend one knee and lean into the other heel. And then switch to the opposite side. Lean into the opposite heel. Whew. My calves are tight. All right, all that running. And then switch it again. Lean into the heel. Bend one knee. And switch sides and do the opposite. Very nice. And one last time on each side. Couple breaths. Switch to the opposite side. Leaning into your heels. I know you can't see it, but I'm pushing my heels towards the ground. And now I'm in down dog, both heels up, and push the heels down towards the ground. Awesome. Now you're going to come onto your hands and knees. So you're on your hands and knees, your fingers are still fanned. Your knees and your hands are about hip width apart. And we're in tabletop. So just a flat table. And we're going to curl up into kitty, into cat. I obviously work with children, kitty cat. And pushing it up into cow. We'll just do a few of these. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out, arching that back, looking towards the ceiling. And we'll just do a couple more here. Very nice. One more time. Curling the back and arching the back. Very nice. Just to take a little break, take your bottom, put it to your heels, bring your head down to the ground and come into a child's pose. Stay here for a moment. Awesome. And now we're going to flip around and you're going to come into a sitting position. So you want to come into just a regular crisscross applesauce, as we call it at the schools. Right? So crisscross applesauce position, sitting nice and tall. Head is relaxed, chin towards chest, slightly tucked. And just take a breath here. And one more. And then bend at the waist and come down. You should feel this in your hips. Now come to where it's comfortable for you. So you may have both fists up. You may have one hand down and one fist on top of it. Maybe you have two hands stacked. Maybe you're really loose in your hips, which I am not. This is this is tight, even though my head can touch the ground. Go to where it feels comfortable for you. I can probably put one hand under my head here. Whew. Tight, tight, tight. Just take a few breaths here, relax, sink into it. If you want to go a little deeper, just change the fold of your hands. As your body loosens, you can go a little deeper. And then slowly, using your hands, roll on up. Very nice. Now you're going to switch the cross of your legs. We're going to do the same thing. So you're just going to sit there for one moment, take a couple breaths, nice and tall. And roll your body down to wherever works for you. Again, maybe stacked fists, maybe one fist, maybe stacked hands. Feel how this side is a little different than the other side. Believe it or not, I'm actually tighter on this side, that right hip. Remember to breathe. If you want to, go a little deeper. And play with it. See what feels best for you today. Using your hands, slowly roll up. We're going to do a little movement here. Put your hands on your knees And we're just gonna roll to one side. Just get a little bit of looseness in those hips again. Roll to the right, and then switch and roll to the left. Very nice. All right, now we're gonna take our legs out long. One leg comes in, put that foot right on your thigh, wherever it reaches. Just don't push it into your knee. So make sure it comes up above the knee. The foot that's out is flexed. Hands are going up overhead, and you're leaning at the waist. Again, your chest really is out. You can bring your hands down to the floor wherever you can reach. Do not grab your foot. We don't want to do that. So take your hands leaning in. And this is very similar to what we did with the chair, but now we're doing it with the support of the floor. And hold it for a few breaths, just like we did in our standing pose. You can push into the floor or just rest your hands gently on the floor. The focus is leaning at the waist and feeling that stretch through the hamstrings, which I always need to stretch. And then slowly coming back up and doing the same thing on the other side. So foot that is out long is flexed towards you. Toes are coming towards you. Other foot is touching the thigh, hands up overhead, and bending at the waist, leaning chest towards knee, not hunched over like this. Chest is up and lifted. Hands are touching ground. Take a few breaths. Awesome. Feels good to stretch the body. Bring the hands up. Come back up. And we're going to do a butterfly. So bring your feet together. Gently rest your hands on your feet, and then you're going to sit tall. Take a few breaths, and then slowly again bending at the waist, not hunching over, bending at the waist. You can put your hands in front of you, keep your hands on your feet. Feel that stretch. Awesome, and roll back up. Awesome, awesome. Okay, now we're gonna go even further down to the ground and do a few stretches on our backs, and then we will call it a day. All right, so we're gonna start on our backs. So come on your back. Knees are up towards ceiling. Just lie here for a moment. Hug one knee into your chest, take the other leg long. Squeeze that knee into your chest, take a breath. Hi, Coco. Now take this knee across your body. Bring that opposite hand, keep the shoulder down on the ground, look towards the hand on the same side as the leg that's crossing your body. And we're about to have an interruption, so this video might be over. Another thing you can do is if you want to go a little deeper, you can straighten that leg. And then come back to center. Bring that leg down. Do the same thing on the other side. Squeeze the knee into the chest. Squeezing it into the chest. Take a few breaths. crossing it over your body towards the other side. Arm out to the left. Again, looking towards that left hand, and my dog has decided to sit right on my neck. Thanks, Coco. Move. And it's always something. Kids, dog. Feel that knee, that stretch in the glutes. And the IT band. Getting a nice, good stretch. And again, if you want to go a little deeper, you can straighten that leg. Keeping the shoulder on the floor. And then bring yourself back to center. Squeeze both knees. Give yourself a gentle little rock here. Very good. Now, bring your knees back up towards the ceiling. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see this a little better. So you're going to bring your knees up and you're going to cross one leg over your knee. So your ankle is on your knee, your head is on the ground. You're going to take your hands and put them on either side. In this case, it's my left leg, so that I'm bringing the foot all the way up. So the foot that's on the floor comes up, both feet are flexed, knee towards shoulder, and hold it in upside down pigeon. Breathing into it, feel the stretch. And straighten that leg towards the ceiling to stretch the hamstring yet again. Nice. And then bring it down. Cross this leg all the way over the knee that is the foot that's on the ground. And then just again, leaning over, looking at that opposite hand, going in the opposite direction as your knees. So just like we did, but now our knees are stacked. If you have any pain in your knees, you can go back and do what we did just a few minutes ago with one knee. And come back to center. Bring both knees back to the ceiling, and now we're going to cross the opposite leg on top of the other knee. Reaching in like you're going in through the hole around your right leg. Squeeze and hold that, flexing both feet. You're really pulling your knees towards your shoulders, flexing your foot. Take a few breaths. And then straighten that leg for the hamstring stretch. And again, a few breaths. Bring the foot that's reaching towards the ceiling down to the floor. Cross the top leg over the bottom. And again, leaning in the opposite direction of the hand. Look over at that left hand and take a few breaths. Awesome. And come back to center. Come back to the center of your mat. And again, bring your knees to your chest. Give yourself a little rock, or maybe you want to go in circles. Just kind of feel what feels good to you. If you go in one direction, go in the other direction. Put your feet up towards the ceiling. Reach around your feet and come into happy baby. So you're holding the outside of your feet right below your little pinky toe. And you're just bringing your legs up towards the ceiling and just holding that upside down baby pose. And bring your feet together. And just like we did butterfly earlier, you're going to put your feet together into cobbler pose. So your feet are touching. Knees coming towards the floor. Probably not touching unless you're super flexible. And then I like to put my hands on the inside of my thighs and just not really push, but just feel the pressure of the weight of my hands. Reach the outside of your thighs and bring your legs together. And we're just like where we started. We're actually going to skip the strap. We'll do that next time. So just take your legs out long. Reach your hands over your head. And just stretch your body as if you're being pulled like a piece of taffy from one side of the room to the other. And then take a big breath and let it out. Let's do that again. Reach, reach, reach. Deep breath in and sigh, let it out. Last time. Reach, reach, reach. And let it out. Your hands to your side. We're just going to rest here for a moment in Shavasana. Feel your body. How does it feel? Feel your breath. Let yourself sink into the floor. You can stay here as long as you like, letting everything go. When you're ready to come out of it, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, roll through your wrists and your ankles, switch directions, bring those knees to your chest one last time, give them a squeeze, roll to one side, and slowly push yourself back up to a seated position. And that's our stretch for today. Thank yourself for taking this time out for yourself. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you next time, and we'll use the strap. Bye.